Well, hey guys, on this cloudy, overcast Wednesday, it's Bethany Drew here with Stampin' Up in Valparaiso, Indiana. And we just got back. My family and I went down to southern Indiana over our fall break, and with all four of our boys, because it's like possibly the last fall break we'll have together as a whole family. I don't know. This mama is having. I'm being really emotional this year just because it's Jacob's senior year, and if he joins the Army after graduating, then I'm just, I'm like lamenting every time we do something, and it's like, oh, it's his last, blah, blah, blah. But we did get away. We went down to Paoli. Joe's parents own some property down there, and I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing to get a little break from technology, to not get on social media, to have hardly any reception. So it's good to disconnect every once in a while, right? And slow down. So I was challenged by that I need to take more breaks from technology than I do on a regular basis, I think. Something just so refreshing to the soul when we can just be, even for our whole family. We were playing cards and going for hikes, and man, the boys just found things to do, colored and read books. And so it's a good thing for even us adults to remember that we should take breaks from all the technology and all the news and all the just information being pounded in our faces, I feel like, on a daily basis, minute to minute. So anyhow, it really was good to be with just our family, get away, and we get to spend time with Joe's parents too. And tomorrow is my father-in-law's birthday. He's gonna be 79. So we were able to sing happy birthday to him too. And so that was fun to just spend some quality family time together. I always look forward to that weekend. And then I always look forward to getting a shower when I get home. So that was one of the first things all of us did when we got home yesterday at like 4 or whatever. But today we're going to talk about a really cool bundle. When you come on, just say hello to me so I know you're watching. You really are going to love this folder that goes with this bundle. And, you know, once you love the folder, it's just too good to not get the whole bundle. And I love that they give us 10% off when you get the bundle price. So we're going to talk about, it's called the Merriest Moments Bundle. And this bundle doesn't just come with a stamp set and dies, but it also comes with this cool hybrid folder. So this is the second hybrid folder Stampin' Up! Has created, and this one is really cool. So I'm hoping that I'll show you and inspire you. I know a couple of you, just from looking at the cards we're going to make for my holiday retreat, started asking about this hybrid folder. It really is cool. So we're going to show you some more things you can do, from real basic to some more intricate things. And hopefully you'll have fun watching me create with this. And again, my purpose is always is that I hope that I inspire you to create some things that you will then send to people that you love. Send those hugs in the mail. I love that this hobby of mine creates therapy for me, and then also can give hugs to other people, and it blesses others. Love it so much. That's why I've been doing this in February, it'll be 17 years, guys. 17 years that I've been doing this. Crazy. So let me turn it around. I don't want to make you dizzy, and we'll start looking at the Merriest Moments bundle. So I will show you on the catalog here, but I did want to remind you of my holiday retreat. It's crazy how fast time is flying, but if you do want to come for that Saturday, you do need to RSVP. I've got lots of spots open. This seems to be a very busy weekend for everyone. But it's okay. Even if there's 4 or 5 of us, we're going to have fun making cards, and I will spoil you. In fact, you'll probably get some extra bonus things if I only get 4 or 5 people. I have a few maybes, and I have a couple who've definitely said yes. So it is $80 for all day on Saturday, or however long you can stay. You will get $50 of product. I'm not making a whole lot of money here. That's not my point. My point is to try to get you a day where you can just have fun creating and crafting. And then I'll also do 4 cards of my own design, and then 2 3D projects that you'll get to make. I provide lunch, so make sure you have breakfast before. You can bring your own snacks. I'll provide pizza and water bottles, and bring your own snacks for the day. You'll have a space to craft. I'll pull out some of my folders, so if you want to use some of my embossing folders, but you bring your own. In addition to that, bring your own adhesive, bring some inks and other colors if you want to create some more cards beyond that. But in that $50 of product, you will get the 20 cards and envelopes for the gingerbread and peppermint cards and envelopes. So that'll help you make 20 cards as it is. And again, just a review, these are some of the cards. So you're going to make one from the Dashing, or maybe Peaceful Deer. No, I forget what it's called. Sweet, so cute little deer one. These are the, this is the, I just showed you with 2 different sentiments. You'll get to do some embossing with that one. And this is the one using the folder that I'm going to show you today. Well, you'll get to use the whimsical trees. And then you'll also make some of these, and then you get a whole stack of 20 cards where I will have all kinds of ideas with how to just add those simple memories and more pieces to make really easy, simple cards. Some of them you might cut out a little bit. Some of them are just sticker accents. So these memories and more cards and envelopes are really cool to make some simple, fast cards. So, like I said earlier, I advertised earlier, even if you can't make this retreat, the Memory More card pack is, I think that's only $10, and that gives you more pieces than you even would need to make the 20 cards. You can use them for like recipes, tags, cards, all kinds of things. And then the cards and envelopes, that's 20 cards and 20 envelopes, is $11. So those 2 things together is only $21. That's going to get you 20 cards and plus extra little bonus things. So it's a good deal. Now here on page 43 in the holiday catalog, it gives you a few examples using this beautiful Merriest Moments bundle. Now always look for, it has 10% off here. For the bundle price, if you like it all, if you have the die cutting machine, you're really going to want all the dies that match with this folder. It's really cool. Because then you can get this whole bundle. So that is the stamp set. So you get all these stamped images. You get the folder plus all the dies that match with it for $54. So it's $60 originally, but again with the 10% off, it's only $54 for all of that together. I think that's an awesome deal that you're getting the dies, the stamp set, and the folder with it. So that's on page 43 of the mini catalog, the holiday one. So here's the stamp set. It is a photopolymer set. So this is where I know some of you who are newer to Stampin' Up, we have sets that are, let me see if I can find an example. Okay, so this In Your Words one. We have stamps that are our original red rubber, and then you have to put a sticker on there. And these stickers are very, very sticky. And those will stick to your acrylic blocks. But then we have photopolymer stamps, like this one, that are totally clear stamps, and you don't need to put any stickers on them. You leave them just as is, and they will stick to the plastic sheet. So if I wanted to put them back in my case, and I've got my dies that fit in here too, just to keep them together. So if I put the plastic sheet down here, I could line this one up. This is the Joyful Christmas, and that will just stick on that plastic sheet when you want to store them again. So you want to at least keep one of those plastic sheets when you get your photopolymer set. You could take away both and just stick them right in the case too. I suppose you could do that. Either way. But I might use this one, so I'm not going to put that away. So that's photopolymer. The advantage to the photopolymer stamps is that you can see exactly where you're stamping. It's really nice. So there's good things and, you know, there's no perfect stamp. There's things I like about the rubber, and then there's things I like about photopolymer too. And then here's our embossing folder, which is really cool. I'll show you fun things that you can do with that. So in the midst of stuff, I'm gonna show you, here's a real simple card that I made and I paired with the penguin punch. So I wanted to show you too, you know, don't just get stuck on the colors and the schemes of things that are shown to you in the catalog. This was using that Celebration designer paper, and then I just used I used my in color, what is that, Fresh Freesia, and I just used my brush and I brushed over, so I cut this out in white with the embossing folder. So that's all just one layer. So that's the simplest thing you can do, because let me show you. Here's some of our dies. I've got some of them out because I'm going to use some of these. And the cool thing about this big open die is that it will fit right in. I think it's this side, yeah. So in the side that has the Stampin' Up logo on it, there's little grooves, and this die will fit right in there, and it will cut that out. So you can place a piece of paper over that, close it up, and then run it through your Big Shot, and it will cut and emboss at the same time. So that's the fun of the hybrid. So the way that it fits in here when you put it in, the little cutting edge is up. Let me get that in there again. When you get it into the groove, the little cutting edge is up, so then when you put the paper over it, you're not necessarily cutting into, the embossing folder can handle it. And that's only the hybrid ones, so don't try that on other ones. And then I just stamped A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours, so I used pretty much all the same ink colors, and then I stuck with the Fresh Freesia and stamped a little hat for the penguin and punched out my penguin, and that was pretty fast and simple to do. So I'm going to show you something similar using this frame, and maybe it's harder for you to see the frame in this. I kept this the size that would frame right inside of the card front, but I used this and I just embossed it, so I didn't cut it out. I just used the embossing folder to emboss over the designer paper. So that's kind of another fun way to use this frame. And then I'll take up my soft suede, and I'm gonna sponge around the edges first of this piece, and this is again a rectangle, stitch rectangle that matches right in the inside, so I cut out a piece of the craft paper that fits right inside of that frame. Now I'm just taking this and I'm sponging over without re-inking it, so it's not too harsh of a color. I'm rubbing my sponge over the whole thing. You see how that brings out all those embossed dots? So cool. Love it. And so now I can pop this up with some dimensionals right inside the frame. And I could keep this real subtle, or I could take my sponge and I'm lightly rubbing over just the embossed part. So maybe that makes that pop out just a little bit more. And again, I didn't re-ink my sponge, I'm just rubbing over. And that brings out the embossed part just a little bit more. Now I'm sliding this in the center of the frame. And this is where I wanted to show you, you know, if you got some of the cute animals like the penguin punch, the deer you could add with that. Here's a cute little pig. That I will color real quick with my blends markers. Polished pink. We'll make a pink pig. See, what color should I make this scarf in here? I did a fall card with this pig because it's got cute glasses, and I made them Harry Potter colors, the scarf. Because I don't know, these big glasses just made me think Harry Potter right away. So you could definitely use this pig to make, I think this one's from, it's called A Joyful Life. It's got the bear and the little hedgehog and then the pig. So cute. It's a very pink pig here. Put some shading under here. So this is, I'm going in with the dark one. We'll make his legs dark. I don't want to make him too dark. Made his cheeks a little more darker. I'll blend back in with the light here so it really blends it together. That's why they're called blends. And let's see, what color should we make the... That's not the right color. I want to use a green. We'll make it a light green cup. I'll put some of the light green stripes in it too. Oh, let's see, where's my brown? What is this? Soft suede. That's dark. Let's see if I can find my light soft suede here. Bronze. I'll use crumb cake. I don't want quite a dark as a dark. So green and crumb cake stripes on the scarf there. And how fun is that when we add a little colored pig with a little frame on there? Pop another dimensional. I'll use a little corner piece on my mini. And then you could make this a Christmas card or a birthday card or whatever. It is kind of a wintry look, but you really could keep this versatile. Where this is a Christmas card, this could be a thinking of you card even in the winter. So don't forget to use your other, you know, animals, cute guys, but it still looks cute with these frames. I like it. So those are some easy ways to use it. So don't forget, on white looks great. The embossing folder over some designer paper looks fun too. So those are a couple examples. Now I showed you, let me find it again. I showed you a card that we will make for it at my holiday retreat. Just crumb cake and then craft paper. Let me show you real quick too, the difference between, I know Cherie, you were gonna order, so there's crumb cake cardstock that comes in the full, you know, 8.5 by 11 paper, so you can cut it in half and make a card base. Although the craft paper that we have is in the gingerbread and peppermint suite, and it's just a little bit different texture. It really does look like a craft, like a paper bag. And I love the thickness of it. I love the texture of it. It's very fun. So here's kind of the most simple version of when you cut out a piece that covers almost the front of a card, and I just ran it through the embossing folder, so I didn't cut it out. So that's this version, just running a full piece of paper, so without the die, just running the paper through with the embossing folder and in white. So that's that one. Now I want to show you the next basic one is when you put the piece of paper with the die. And I'll get that lined up again in the groove. Almost there. There we go. Now sometimes you may have to tilt the paper a little bit to get the whole piece in there. Well, that one's not very long. Let me cut a different piece. I had an exact, so this is an exact quarter of an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and you really do want a full quarter of it, because then even I'll tilt it to the side. So Cherie, I hope you are able to watch this later. I'm going to tilt it just a little bit so I can get everything in that frame. Okay, so now I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine with the same sandwich as I would just use with the embossing folder, and I'll show you how fun, the magic of cutting that out. And let me show you, when I run it through the Big Shot, it's just the platform, this in the center, and then my blue plate on top is the sandwich for this embossing folder, because it's a 3D one. Okay, so when I open this up, now you can peel off all the background, and it's cut out and embossed this frame for you. It's so cool. I love it. Okay, so now let's do it. We're just going to mix it up and do it in different colors so you can see. You could use basically the same layout. That's what I meant to say. Basically the same layout, but you could use different colors. If you get bored like if you don't want to make 50 of the exact same card, this is a way that you could do a similar thing, but mix and match different colors. Okay, so let's look at it on the Blackberry Bliss cardstock. Okay. So I'll use my bone folder, get that crease nice. And then we can just leave that pretty and white. Let's see which way I want to lay it. So that can just be popped up. You could either tape it down or, yeah, I might tape it down actually. Tape it down, and if you want to leave it monochromatic, just make sure that rectangle's kind of square in there. And I'll show you how pretty it is. Now I already embossed this to save time. You saw me last week show you how to make the cards that we did. So I'm just laying the same Blackberry Bliss, and I cut that out with the rectangle, and I'm going to pop that on the inside. Put a couple dimensionals on this rectangle, and pop that inside of my frame. And I love how perfectly it fits right in that frame. Isn't that so pretty? Thinking of you. So I just embossed this with white embossing powder. And I'm leaving this plain white. I don't know if you can tell how pretty that looks embossed. It looks so much prettier in person. And then if you want to keep it monochromatic, I actually stamped this in Blackberry Bliss ink, but over the top of our shimmer white. And then we could just add a dimensional on the back of that one. And if you wanted to add a little bling, let's see, where are my photos? These are my opal rounds. But literally you could add anything sparkly. You could add gold. I've got all kinds of sparkly stuff that you could add in there. And if you wanted to keep going, you could add a little ribbon, Blackberry Bliss or something. Isn't that so cute? So pretty. So same idea, just here's like monochromatic with Blackberry Bliss. Okay. Now we're going to step it up a little bit more, and we're going to use our pink. This is Magenta Madness, one of last year's in colors, but it's still current. I'm trying to show you some non-traditional colors here too, because Christmas stuff can look good in any colors. So we're going to use Magenta Madness. I've already cut out the rectangle in the Magenta Madness as well. Now this time I'm going to cut out the die with this first. So I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine. And again, I'm tilting this a little bit sideways so that it will fit. It might cut off a little bit. I thought I made a... This will just barely fit. Okay. So I'm going to cut this out first, and I'm going to show you what I do after I cut it out. Hang on, moving stuff here. I think I just heard thunder. Did not know it was going to thunder tonight. Okay, so now I cut that out with that one die that's a little bit more intricate, but to add, and you could just use it like that, just the die, and it would be like that. But we don't want to leave it like that. I want to emboss it as well. And so if you line it up in your embossing folder after you've cut out the more intricate one, just line it over where it matches with your folder. And now I'm going to run this through the Big Shot as just to emboss it. And it's so much fun. Okay, so watch the magic. This embossing folder rocks. I love it. So again, if you're gonna splurge on a sweet, this would be the bundle. I don't know. I know I sell you every week on something different, right? Because Stampin' Up keeps coming out with some really cool stuff. Okay, so that's what that looks like after you run it through the embossing folder now too. Now if you want to add a little texture to it, you know, these ones I kept white, But you could take an embossing folder, or not embossing folder, a sponge or a blending brush, and you could sponge a little bit over it. Now, I'm not sure if I want to, no, I will sponge with some brown. No, I'm going to sponge with green. I didn't think this through here. I'm going to use a light, the soft seafoam here. Because it's fun. Okay, so the soft seafoam, that's this light green. And I'm just gonna take my sponge and sponge some color over that. The fun of sponging over what's been embossed is it really just brings out the part that's raised. And it really is fun. So it kind of quickly adds some texture and it really helps you see. It's like, oh, those holly leaves come to life. Isn't that fun? All right, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So there's just adding a little bit of soft seafoam in there. And then instead of embossing over that, like, because this is such a deep color, it really was nice to emboss in the white embossing powder. Maybe I'll just use black. Let's see, we got Thinking of You This Festive Season, A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours. Maybe I'll turn this one actually and go this way. And again, this is using this similar pattern, similar layout, similar idea, but you really can mix it up. And I'm going to stamp Together is the Merriest Place to Be. And we'll stamp that in black. All right, so I'm using my Memento black pad, and I'm going to stamp that kind of in the middle. Now with photopolymer stamps, sometimes you may need a piercing mat or something underneath, although this one worked out just fine. But whenever you have issues, especially with your photopolymer, the more bold stamps, getting a piercing mat or rubber mat or something underneath will help that image to come out more clearly. Isn't that fun already? Like, you really wouldn't have to add a whole lot to that. So again, I'm going to tape the back side of this frame down with my Seal Plus. Put that in here. Now I could stamp some stuff in it. You know what? I'm gonna do that just for fun. We do have this fun little background stamp. So while I have, before I taped it down, let's have some fun. So this little background stamp, I'm gonna stamp all the way around the edge, because you pretty much cover the whole inside of the card when you use this frame. There, we'll see how much that adds. That little bit of texture to the background. Ooh, I like that. See, don't you like when I change things on you last minute? But how fast that was, and easy to change that, and it adds a little bit more dimension on there. And that looks really pretty, but then man, when you add the saying in here, Together is the Merriest Place to Be, oh, that white frame just makes the saying pop, doesn't it? So you only need a couple dimensionals on the back of that rectangle. How fun is that? And then I've got this sparkly Oh, I think this is in the annual catalog. There's some of the new colors in, it's like sparkly linen, no, not linen, sparkly, help me out, vellum. That's what I'm trying to say. Sparkly vellum. Okay, that glue dot totally rolled up on me, so we're gonna do one more. Ooh, the rain is coming down now. I think some of my kids are gonna get wet. So I cut out one of those little poinsettias with that, out of that sparkly vellum, and that just adds a little bit of extra. And then instead of something sparkly, because the paper's already sparkly, I can add a little, the matte black dot. Since I stamped it in black, that's a fun little accent. And put that there, and then maybe add a couple more black dots. Again, as I've shared before, when you like to add little extras, add them in threes. Make a little triangle out of it. There, little matte black dots on there, and voila. Isn't that fun? So that's the same idea, but we're going from the most basic, so just use the embossing folder and then adding that sentiment in there, to, and then on the one that you'll use when you do my retreat, you get to use these pretty gold leaves, which are a fun accent. To, here's Blackberry Bliss. And when you use a real dark card base, you usually want to add, I usually add a white inside of my card, so you can stamp and write on the inside. Together is the merriest place to be. So this is cut out with that die first and then embossed with the embossing folder and then sponged around. So a few different ways to use that embossing folder, from kind of easiest to using with the dies, is amazing. I love it. Which one do you like best? I don't know. I can't decide. So it's fun to use with non-traditional colors too. But I really, you know, out of these three, I guess I can decide. I think I'm still a sucker for, I don't know, there's something about just the subtleness of crumb cake and craft, but they all look pretty. But that's where you could use the same kind of stuff and make a bunch of, you know, with using different colors, and then you could not be quite as bored and just doing the exact same thing over and over again. So, all right, got a couple more cards to show you. Hopefully I'm helping you just slow down, remember how good life is when we just slow down. Okay, so this one I stamped on black, so I think I saw an example and I thought that was so cool and just looks so striking to have the white on black, but I did not emboss. I used my, you guys have seen me use this many, many times. Oh, where did I put it? My white craft pad. Here we go. So the Whisper White Craft ink. It's a little bit more sticky like paint, so it takes a little bit longer to dry. So you don't want to touch it right after you've stamped, but the white on dark colors looks pretty too. So it doesn't look quite as striking as embossed, but it still looks pretty. It almost looks chalkboardish, which is kind of fun. Ooh, thunder. I love thunderstorms. Okay, and just as I said, it looks chalkboardish, that gave me an idea. I'm taking, these are sponges and sponge daubers that I have that I always use for just white. So I'm sponging with, and I didn't even re-ink this, it stays pretty wet because I keep it in its container. I'm sponging a little bit of the white around the edges, and then I sponged it right in the center because it actually then makes it look even more like a chalkboard sign, which is kind of fun. So that's another fun thing you can do with your craft ink. It is awesome. Okay, so, and yeah, you get your fingers a little bit inky, but that's part of creating, right? And being crafty. Now with this one, I was going, instead of just popping that down, again, you could just leave it like that. But I think it's fun to see what we can do with the card before we just stick that down. And we've got all these fun little greenery things. So I was going to use a couple different greens. I've got evening evergreen and then shaded spruce. So real deeper, and shaded spruce is kind of a blue green. And we've got all these pretty holly leaves. So I'm going to stick some of these leaves just going around the border. Where did I sell this one? That's evening evergreen. We'll see the difference. Sometimes it's fun to use a couple different shades of green. Stamped on the crumb cake is still pretty. So we're gonna have a whole, this is where you'll see some of those sticking out behind it. You can even stamp some of these off the edge. They don't have to stay and remain on the card. You can stamp off the edge. It gives it dimension. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here's a bigger. I like all these little branchy pieces. They're pretty. And yeah, when you stamp once and then stamp it again, you just get a lighter look. So that's so fun. Hey, Teresa. It's been kind of quiet today on this rainy, overcast day. Thanks for joining me. I'll give you a little recap of what we've done towards the end here, but we're using the Merriest Moments bundle. It's so sweet. I love it. Now I want to add some, ooh, this looks a little bare when I put that down. So I'm going to add a couple more of those. I'm really liking this little branchy thing. That's a fun one. Yeah. Okay. We're just going to have fun and keep going all the way around. Why not? There we go. Going happy with the stamps here. Again, it's just the background, but it still adds a lot. Okay, now I am going to use Mary Merlot. This is our burgundy color. So I think there's berries here somewhere. Where did that go? Where are my little, here we go. We're just going to add some of those berries. Even if they're not attached to something, that's fine. That adds a little bit of that red in there. Fun. Okay, so that's just the background here. Now to tie that in, you may think that looks a little busy, but we'll see what you think after I add a little bit of accent just on the side here. Okay, so I'm going to add this frame on here. And then I've already cut some of these out, but I'm going to add because we've got these dies that match all these things, that cut out the little poinsettias, cut out the bigger one. I'm gonna add these on the side. And I've already stamped, again, so you don't have to watch me, I just stamped it in one color and stamped this in Mary Merlot and stamped this in the, oh, what is that, Shaded Spruce? And we've got dies that will cut all those out. So I'm going to cut this extra one out because I think I want to do a double poinsettia under there to give it some extra depth. So I'll be right back. I'm going to cut those out. It's raining still. Oh boy, it's starting to rain pretty hard. My boys are gonna have to book it when they get off the bus. Okay, again, I stamped this on our shimmer white. I'll move all my dies off to the side here. So to tie in what I added with that Mary Merlot, I'm gonna put a little dimensional in the center, and we'll make this a double poinsettia. And I'm just going to put this in the center. And I don't want to cover up my sting. And then these I can put on a little mini dimensional and tuck them underneath the poinsettia. Okay, so this is where you can stay as simple as you want or get as complicated as you want and add more and more little embellishments. And I'm just going to add a glue dot on the back here. When you guys buy glue dots, you get this roll of glue dots. You just want to make sure that you find where they are. It's a little harder to see where they are. I didn't center that very well. That's all right. Look how fun that is. Together is the merriest place to be. So that's a little bit more done up, a little bit more avid crafter with all the bells and whistles there and using the dies. I did want to show you one more because I have a hard time not showing you everything. It's just, there's so many different ways to use this. Now this was a card that you guys, those of you who came to my fall card class, were able to make this frame. And we used sponge daubers and colored it in some fall colors. So I wanted to show you this because I wanted to remind you that this frame doesn't have to be Christmas. This is really pretty in summery colors, and this is a fall card. You really can make it whatever season you want. So that's where, again, I really like to show off the bundles where I feel like you can use it year round. You really can. I love it. So this one, similar thing. So I'm going to use the polished pink as a background. And we'll keep this looking more, maybe summery even, with these pink poinsettias. And here is that intricate die and put in the embossing folder. But again, you can use, like I used, I know this is a difficult day, that came with that something about tomorrow, better tomorrow stamp set. But any big sentiment that you have can go in here really easily, and then make any kind of card that you want. See if I can find. Let's see. Here's my happiest of birthdays. I don't know if that one might be too big. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. It's a little bit too big. But one of the reasons I got this stamp set was this happy little bit late birthday. I don't know how many of you send cards late, but I tend to pretty often. Let's see, should I stamp that in black or keep it in polished pink? What do you guys think? I think I'm just gonna stamp it right on this, so I'm not gonna add an extra layer of the rectangle. So I wanna show you pretty basic. I'm thinking black might make it pop, but I don't know, it could look good with polished pink too. I don't know. What do you think? Teresa, any opinions? I'm not gonna put this down yet because I'm gonna show you a different way to color, just like I used sponge daubers to add these fall colors. All right, I'll let you guys think about it while I show you the next step here. What do you think? Should I stamp it in black or the powder, not powdered pink, polished pink? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Did you get wet? Yep. Middle schooler's home and he's wet and asking for a cupcake. Oh yeah, Chris. Yeah, see, my birthday cards usually come late. I'm glad that those of you who know me, you don't mind them coming late. Yeah, Teresa, you think black? I do think that that'll probably make it pop pretty well. So I might go with that. All right, so I'm gonna take my aqua painter or water painter and I'm gonna add some color this way. So I'm gonna add the berries and Mary Merlot. Any berries that I see. So again, you can sponge the colors. There are a lot of different ways to add some color. Is that all the berries we got? Just those? And since I'm using polished pink, we'll use some soft succulent. Oh, Chris, you think black too. We'll definitely go with black then. Now I'm gonna go in the center of the leaves first when it's strongest. And then I'll go back in. Now this is just, is this, yeah. Had I thought about this a little better, I probably would have cut this out in our either watercolor paper or, I'm trying to keep this pretty light. Watercolor paper or the shimmer white takes watercoloring better than our just basic white. But I'm still gonna make this work. Okay, so I'm doing, oh man, the rain is getting harder. My elementary boys are gonna be soaking. So these rounded leaves, I'm trying to keep a soft layer of the soft succulent. And look at how sloppy I'm doing this, guys. It does not, you do not have to be a master painter to add color to these with your water painter. You can keep it pretty sloppy and it's still gonna look nice. Okay, Evening Evergreen is the dark green. So I am gonna add some of that dark green. And I might actually do some multiple. Okay, so I'm running my water painter over the pine needles, kind of. I don't want to get it on my polished pink cardstock. I'm just showing you different ways to get some color on your frame. So if you just have white cardstock, there's lots of ways to add color with your white. Whether you just sponge with the same color over it, use little sponge daubers, and add multiple colors. Really, guys, lots of ways to add color. Let's see, one more green. We're using multiple colors. Ooh, I didn't get the other. Yes, thank you, Teresa, for that reminder that, you know, when you get a belated birthday card, it's just extending your celebration. That's kind of my thought. I do not care if I get a belated card. It's like, oh, yay. Then it almost feels like a surprise when it comes belated. Okay, yeah, you said pastel. So where did I put my, I will add in the soft seafoam. See, I'm glad I have some of you who watch and actually participate in giving me ideas. Washing that right over. Those leaves, the holly leaves, are going to be the soft seafoam. And pretty much any other leaves that I missed, I'm going to swipe over. So I'm not squeezing my handle anymore because I really don't want, because this is just our basic white, I don't want this to be too wet. The basic white doesn't take, now this is where I can go in with the lighter color. If you want to feel like an artist and go in with multiple colors, you know, here, I'll go in with the lighter color on some of these rounded leaves. And then that just adds a little bit more texture to some of those leaves to have it in multiple colors. So that's when you can start kind of experimenting with that. Like, ooh, that looks pretty in 2 colors. And I'm going to show you doing a flower in 2 colors as well, because it's fun and it's easy. That is super easy. That did not take a whole lot of talent. Okay, that was just swiping my water. But isn't that fun to add green leaves to it? Okay, so I'm going by your suggestions, and I am going to stamp the happy little bit late birthday in my Memento black. Ooh, I almost dropped that. That would not be good if I dropped my black pad all over my beautiful frame. Don't do that. Let's see, will it fit this way? No. This will be a side card. I'm putting a little bit over the side because I want to add the flower, and we'll make it look more summery with this one. Oh yes, I do like it in black. That looks pretty. Nice. Thanks for all your great suggestions, guys. Okay, now I'm coming back in with my sparkly shimmer paper, and I'm going to take my little poinsettia. Let me cover up my black so I don't get black ink on it. This is the last one, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. And what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to ink it up in the polished pink. So that's the pink that matches the background of the card. And you see the difference between Magenta Madness and the polished pink? The Magenta Madness is just a little bit cooler of a pink. The polished pink is a little bit brighter. Now I'm going to take a sponge dauber. I just inked my flower up in that, but I'm going to take a sponge dauber, and you notice how, you remember I did color in a couple of those berries with the Merry Merlot. So I'm going to go in and I'm just dipping my sponge dauber on that burgundy color, and I'm getting that in the center, and hopefully you'll see when I stamp it down that it will have a little bit darker center. Oh yeah, isn't that fun? So that's a way to add multicolor. This is great with leaves, snowflakes. You could do that, and flowers are awesome to use this technique with. So if you take a little sponge dauber and sponge the darker color after, you get that multicolor look in there. And isn't that so pretty? So fun. All right, so now I've got the die that will match with cutting out this one, so you don't have to fussy cut when you have the dies. I'll be right back. We're almost done, guys. And then I've got a lot of work to do. Are any of you like so ready for a new magnetic plate to be made? I can't wait. Because that jumped on me a little bit. So I'm taking my sponge dauber and I'm sponging around the edges a little bit too. I'm going to sponge in the center of that flower as well. But I still want to be able to see that polished pink look on there, just with a deeper color on the inside. Fun. And actually, with the polished pink, with this one, we will make this a border. Have the flower go all the way around. Because again, that frame covers up the majority of the inside. But that just adds a little more texture. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we can put this, tape this down. That was my regular seal, Stampin' Seal. Put that frame down. And the one that we just cut out can be added up here. We'll put a dimensional on the back. Put that in the corner here. And then I cut out a couple more of those pink flowers. Where did they go? I think my other boys are coming in. Wet, probably. Yep. Oh, here they are. They're right next to the card. Boo, boo, boo. And these we can just add with some glue dots, some sparkly accent. Yeah, honey?
Did you get any message from Coach?
I don't know yet, honey. I'm still finishing up my live video.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Did you guys get wet? You guys can have a cupcake. Sam, cupcake. They're so excited. Simple pleasures. We'll add one up in the corner next to my flower too. So I'm just adding a glue dot onto those little sparkly. Yeah, honey. Just the Hostess ones. They're in the pantry. There we go. Happy a little bit late birthday. And this could be a summer birthday with all these bright colors, right? It doesn't matter if there's holly leaves. So, fun. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed seeing lots of different ways to use this awesome bundle. It really is a cool bundle. And there are so many different ways you can use it for all occasions and year round. So this would be a winner for me if you have a more limited budget and you can't order as much stuff. This would definitely be one I would put on your shopping list. And this is good through I know it goes through all through December, maybe through January 2nd. Ladies, do you know how long this catalog goes? Usually it says, through December. Is it really? No. Aha. Yes, it is all through the end of December, but here at the very bottom, at the back of the catalog, it says through January 3rd. So think Merriest Moments bundle. It is a great bundle to have and to make classic cards with. Just beautiful, beautiful. So this catalog is good through January 3rd, and I don't know which ones they're going to keep and which ones they will retire, but this again is an awesome bundle to have. So many ways to use that frame. Monochromatic. This is the one we'll do in my holiday retreat. So if you can't come, you can totally still buy this bundle and make cards like that. Here's a fall one with vanilla. Here's easy ones with animals, with that cute little pig. And here's with the penguin. So again, all kinds of fun ways you can use this, this bundle. It's awesome. I hope you like watching. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, I need to know by tonight or tomorrow morning, really, if you want to hold a spot for the holiday retreat. That is October 23rd from 10 till 5:30 or however long you can stay. It is $80. You get $50 worth of product. You are going to make 4 cards that I've designed, 2 projects that will be 3D projects. That includes pizza lunch from me and water bottles, space to create more stuff. So bring more of your inks and bring paper pumpkin boxes, kits, different things that maybe you haven't gotten into yet, because you'll have all day to like work on projects. If you have crochet or knitting projects that you want to get done for holidays, for teachers, for friends, for family, for neighbors, this is the day to kind of bring your stuff and get things done. I'm so happy to provide that for you. And I'll be working on some things too. This host code is good. I said through tonight, but I'm going to close it out probably tomorrow morning. But it will be tomorrow morning. So after that, there will be a new host code. So I hope that a couple more of you will join me for the holiday retreat day. Like I said, I've got quite a few spots open. I've had a few maybes, but I need to solidify those so I can close out all that product that I'm going to order. I need to close that out by tomorrow mornings in order to get that all in time and get it ready for you. But there's so many of those things that you can order even if you don't come to the holiday retreat. But I'd love to see more of you, so let me know if you can make it. And again, I'd love to see more of you there. I know, Teresa, I know you wish you could. I know there's some of you who can't get away. But again, people like you, Teresa, watch me regularly, and you have the resources to make all these things on your own, right? So maybe invite a friend over to your house if you can't make it to mine, and spend a day crafting at your house, and show me pictures. So yeah, even if you can't make it on October 23rd, maybe make it a day. If you can't make it to my house, make it a day at your own house to get some crafty holiday projects done, and send pictures to me. I love seeing what you guys are creating too. So that always makes my heart smile. And yeah, I feel like there was something else I was going to share with you, but I can't remember now. My mind is going a million miles an hour. Oh, do I? I would love to come and stamp with you, but not on that day. I'm all people here. Invite me over anytime. I was going to show you guys real quick. I'm making these tags for all of Colt's football team. So it's with our tag dies. I'll write their names and stamp the football. It's game day. And some of us moms are putting together little gift bags for all the boys on his football team. So of course I said I'd make tags, and she's like, can you have them ready by tonight? So guess what I'm doing right after this? I'm glad I can throw some frozen lasagnas in the oven tonight, because I'm working on this right when I say goodbye to you. So that is my next project to get ready before 4:30. So they're fast and easy. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much. And even if you're checking me out in the replay, just thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching and having fun with lots of fun and colors and paper. Hope it made you smile today, because you guys make me smile. So thank you. Have a great day. Bye.